like kids at the park. It was like the whole town was there. It was fun. Zachary was there all day. It was cool.
Okay.
So, oh, that's crazy. So you met him up there to play ball?
Yeah, he's been like pushing me. He was like, "No, you got to play more. You got to play more."
We are live. We are live. Yeah.
We're live.
Happy Sunday.
What did you say, Mike? Before I said we played basketball. Sorry.
Oh, Greg got you to go up there to play?
Yeah. He's been like, you need to play more than once because we're playing in that league, and he's like, we need to play more.
Yeah.
It's bad. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Hell no.
But it's fun. It's fun.
Correct. Okay.
I'm gonna go on my page and share it too. Did you share it, Jess?
I'm sharing it right now. Boom.
Right now.
Right now. Oh my God, lower it so I don't hear my voice. Okay. So while Mikey's doing that, I will. Greater Wapian Recovery Solutions' mission is to connect those with substance use disorder to recovery treatment services. Additionally, we offer scholarships to safe and effective sober living, educate the public through community outreach, and help veterans access premier quality treatment. Our organization embraces cultural diversity and is inclusive of every race, religion, sexual orientation, veteran status, socioeconomic background, disability, and age group. There you have it.
Killed it, nailed it. Always, as always.
Perfect.
So let's see.
Just an update. We've actually had the privilege of recovery coaching 2 veterans. So we're in the process of helping 2 veterans with our recovery coaching services, our free recovery coaching services. So it's been great. Richie, our team veteran, he's been working with those guys since they can really get down to the same level and same experience. So it's been rewarding. So we got 2 veterans that we're recovery coaching, and that's just an update. We have, a bunch of recoveries that we're starting to work with. So if there's anybody out there, specifically males, who want to volunteer as recovery coaches, get hours towards their certification, please reach out to us because we have some people in need of that service.
That's awesome. It makes me so happy to help, veterans. It's awesome.
That is awesome.
So we're gonna hold on. Share.
We're gonna spin the wheel. That's what we're
gonna spin the wheel. Let me find the wheel first. I don't know why this always happens to me when I can't find the wheel. I gotta find my little.
We need a drum roll.
We need a little.
Do that. You're gonna give me.
Oh snap!
Hold on. Okay.
Watch this, Greg.
Hide the last one. Now we're gonna. All right.
Oh yeah.
Get spinning.
So Jess is gonna spin the wheel. Whatever number the wheel lands on, that's what the suggested donation will be for tonight. We have viewers or people, watching at home, or people who enjoy our service, enjoy the live, to donate the suggested donation number, which will come out after we spin. It's dollars for angels. Angels are people that are out there actively using. Once they get willing and ready to get on this path with us and go shoulder to shoulder with us and walk towards recovery, we want to have money in the pot for them for their scholarship. We want to scholarship them for sober living. We never want to have to say no. We
can do a drum roll. I know you had suggested that.
I was doing it. No whammies.
Oh, I don't know what that means. It landed on that. Hold on, we're gonna have to.
Dollars for angels. That's
the first time it has.
Ever. I don't even know what that means. I think.
That's a sign.
I think that means $100 donations, or
that's just 50s.
Yeah, 50s all day.
I don't know why that's on there. Oh,
4 again.
I know we should do it. If it lands on dollars for angels, we double it or triple it.
We double it. You just make that rule up. All right. So
all right. That's what we're doing. We're winging it tonight. That's it.
So the lucky number tonight is 8. So you could donate $8 to our Venmo account. Our Venmo is at Recovery Solutions on Venmo. There is a barcode located on one of the screens on our Zoom meeting. $8 is the suggested donation. We have Greg from Evoke on tonight. So whatever you guys donate, Evoke is going to match dollar for dollar. Right, Greg?
Right.
So, right. He said right.
And we have a
So-
couple of comments already. Dave Moulton says, "Hey, Greg."
That's my brother.
I was going to assume it was a relative.
My biggest fan.
I don't want to assume anything. Pasquale Pantiadosi said, "Hi, everybody. Another great speaker."
Chippy.
Teresa Legiro said, "Happy Sunday, everyone."
Mhm.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Ma.
Let's see. And then Chris Silva from Lowell, Mass says, "Hi, and shout out to the Lowell Transitional Living. Mandy McGowan and staff do a great job there." Great. And we can segue to introduce, our team, because they're always behind us. They're behind the scenes. Our founder, Julie Bunch, co-founder, Deb Moore, Mandy McGowan, our shelter superhero. She's unbelievable. Kim G, our social media extraordinaire. She's the one doing the posts and the articles, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. Let's see, Linda Powell, our nurse,
Our registered nurse. Yeah.
Kara McLean, right?
Yep.
The Wolf, Richie Evans. And
Our recovery coach supervisor.
yep, and our veteran, like Mike said. And then I guess there's me and Mike.
There's us two. We're the team. We
Don't
didn't
say you guessed, just us two. Come on.
we didn't
Come on.
we didn't get fired yet. So everything we do here is for is volunteerism. Everything we do here is free. The money that we raise strictly goes towards scholarshiping people for safe, reputable, sober living. So if you can, please donate. Once again, the lucky number is 8 tonight. The money will go towards scholarshiping someone for sober living. And we never want to have to say no. We want to always have money in the funds for when people are ready and willing. We want to be able to provide that service. And tonight we got on a brother of mine, a friend of mine, someone I've gotten to see from the beginning, really, the beginning of his recovery journey into now, and see him blossom and build a life for himself, a family, work in the treatment world for a couple different places, a few different places. Greg, what do you got? 7 years clean?
6, a little over 6.
A little over 6.
6.5.
He's so wise, I gave him an extra year. But so we got Greg Moulton on. What's up, Greg?
Hi guys. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Thank you for joining us. I asked you how long you knew Mike, and you said from the beginning of your journey.
Yeah, literally 2 months in, I'd gotten to the destination of where I was at the sober house, and he was really close with some of the guys in the house, and I started hanging out with them. The right people, just simply being around the right people. And Mike was pretty much there since I had 30 days ish, 30 to 60 days clean, in recovery. And it's just taken off. It's crazy that it feels like yesterday, but it's been a little bit. You
got some time under your belt now.
A little bit. Just today. Do
you want to?
Tell us a little bit about your addiction story. We know where you're at right now, and you're killing it right now. But tell us about some of the pain, some of the hardships you went through. How did addiction impact you, your family, everyone around you?
Yeah, no, that's good. So even when I was young, it wasn't. I had a good home, I had a good family. I had everything I needed, but I was really good at living a double life. I really was. I had the school, together. I had pretty good grades. I had friends, I was, helped, but I was partying the extra mile. I wasn't just doing the socializing of partying and hanging out. I was always, doing partying and some, it was always like that. So it was out of control at a teenage age, at a young age, 15, 16, 17, and then after high school, it really progressed. My addiction really progressed, and it spiraled out of control really fast. I don't have to get into detail of what I used or what substance it was, but my addiction, my pain was about 21 years old, 22 years old, like many others, homeless, running around the streets of Boston, driving my mother crazy, my brothers, my whole family, just going, looking for answers, looking for everyone, saying, poor me, and in and out of jail, at least for every jail for at least a weekend, every treatment center, every detox, every holding, just about, in and out of programs, and it, none of that. I wasn't ready. I only went because I needed somewhere to stay, because I had already burned every bridge. The family's trust was gone a long time ago, and I just went there to like feel good or to get 30 days and just to go back. I didn't know what recovery was. I didn't know that recovery was possible. And I thought that I would just die from the disease of addiction, and I was clueless. I thought I had everything figured out, but in reality, I really knew nothing.
Yeah.
I literally knew nothing about me, never mind how to be a productive member of society. I didn't know anything really about Greg. I knew what I liked to do, and I knew what I was good at, and that was pretty much just using and manipulating people. And I wasn't too bad of like an athlete. That was really all I knew. And sports kept me out of trouble. Like when I go back to talking about I was really good at a double life, it was really sports was what it was. I had it together because I was going to school and playing sports and staying out of trouble, that Greg was fine. But really I was always on some kind of substance at all times. Like literally.
So when you were playing sports, I know that you're a good athlete, being you had the opportunity to play some sports together, specifically basketball. I know you excelled at ball in high school. And so when did using substances affect your ability to perform, or your ability to get out there on the basketball court, or missing practices or things like that? Like, when did you realize it was like a hindrance to like your passion, the passion of playing ball?
Junior year of high school. Junior year, I had already been suspended for, like just for using substances in school. And then I had broken my leg. I had fractured my leg during junior year, and, I just continued to use. That's where my using really took off, but I still had it all together, but I wasn't doing anything to really better my life. And the substances became the more focused than getting healthy again and worrying about sports or school. It was really my junior year. So I would say 2008, 2009. That was when it was, really bad. And then I had finished high school, went to college. That didn't last long. And, it spiraled out of control after that. It really did.
So you were still able to like play sports in high school, even though you were on substances, and able to graduate. Because, we hear so many stories that, I was really good at sports, but then I didn't finish high school, and it hit rock bottom. But it seems like with you, you were suffering underneath. Like you had
Absolutely.
You had this front of you were an athlete, you were doing well, you graduated, you went to college. And that's almost harder because it's people don't know. They see, oh, I'm doing really well in basketball, I'm doing all these great things. And it's a lot harder for someone to think that you need help when you don't appear to. You appear to have it all together.
Correct. No, my mother really had no idea. She didn't. She was with me every day. She's my best friend. She knew that everything was good, so she didn't really ask questions, which was okay, which is fine. I was doing good. Everything seemed good. And then 2012, it all came under wraps. I had gotten her evicted from her apartment. I had gotten arrested for the first time. And my disease like really took off in 2011 and 2012.
Yeah.
And I found myself running around from 2011, 12 to the end of 2014. And, I was running around and she had, my whole family just completely shunned me off, which is what, to me, I hated, but it was a blessing. Because that's what they had learned from going to like, family support groups and like learn to cope or stuff like that. And to completely love me from a distance in the nicest way possible, to completely shut me off. And they did that. And I found myself like desperate for help, like that gift of desperation that everyone talks about. I had went to the courthouse, or I met my mother. I had messaged. My relationship with my mother when I was using was on Facebook Messenger. It's sad. I don't want to cry. she would send me like a question, like that. She would pretty much just ask if I was alive.
Yeah, to see if you
You know,
were like
that happened for like a small period of time. Like she would just ask if I was alive, and I would respond, and then she knew. You know, and I remember I had talked to her about sectioning myself. I sectioned myself. She met me at the courthouse. She came down. She signed the papers, and I went off. You know, and I was done because I knew that I was going to die if I continued to use.
So I was gonna ask that question. You kind of answered it before I got to ask it, which is no, it's fine. It's fine. It was good you went into it, but like how did like you answered the question about how your family kind of dealt when they found out that you were addicted and like the ramifications of that, your mom getting evicted. You talked about your mom getting family support. Like, so I mean, that's a testament to her. Like she went out there and she like got some information, got some education, knew how, figured out ways and means to help you out.
Yeah, no, definitely. When I left her house, I went back to Somerville. I went back to my brother's house, and it was a mess. My cousins, rest in peace to both of them. I love them so much. It was us three, you know, and my brother in this little, just one room, you know, trap house, pretty much, right in Union Square, across the street from Sally O'Brien's. That's 4 of us in this little room.
Yeah.
You know, and like that, those times, man, those were rough times. You know, those were really rough times, but that's what it was. And I remember I had left there and, you know, just, man, I went to Market Basket to like get some stuff, and like the whole Somerville's Finest just completely surrounded me. Yeah. You know, not like there was a lot of cops. There was a lot, not because I was a tough guy, but because if I was in the open field, I'm running.
Yeah.
You're running,
you know? And they weren't catching me.
You got some speed behind you.
Yeah, no, seriously. They you know, but one of my like really close, you know, family friends, you know, was a cop there. He's retired now, and he came up to me and he was like, "Greg, don't run." He was like, "Don't do it.
Just do it.
Just walk outside with me. Just walk outside." And I was done. That was yeah, man. That was, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know what year that was. I'm assuming it's 2012.
Yeah.
Maybe 2013. Maybe 2013.
That wasn't the catalyst to get you clean, though, right? You kept.
Yeah, that was another one. That was just another blow to the face. You know, it was just another. You know, what am I doing with my life? You know, but I remember when I got sectioned and I went to Bridgewater. I went to Massac, and you know, death hadn't really phased me, like, you know, because I was just so numb to everything that nothing really scared me until while I was there. For some reason, one of the guys who was there, he was like in the bunks like next to me. You know, we were there like playing dominoes or something, just playing at this, you know, catch and wreck at the table. And he had left that day. And then we found out 48 hours later that he was no longer here with us.
Oh,
now like that shook me I don't know why. I didn't even know the guy.
It doesn't matter. It's someone you had just seen that.
Yeah.
You know, we think, and then we go to detox and we think, oh, well, we're never going to use again. We're fine and we're invincible and all this.
Yeah.
Stuff. And for someone you were in treatment with, left, and then within 48 hours it doesn't matter if you never even talked to the guy. That has to, you know, a weight. I mean, but sometimes that's not enough too. Like sometimes we still think, oh, they didn't know what they were doing. We're a better drug addict.
Right.
You know,
who knows?
They're not strong. Yeah. I can handle it. But
I know. I use this much. I know. Oh man, I get it. Yeah. We know.
I know tolerance. I know my tolerance. I know my.
Yeah. Sure.
But it seems like for you that was an eye opener.
It was. I don't even know how. I can't even explain it. I said to myself, that's going to be me. That's going to be me if I don't cut it out. Yeah. Honestly, and I got with. You know, I didn't even have any money or anything. I just got with like my case manager there, and I talked to my mom, and then a sober house owner, like, you know, saved a bed for me. And I went to that house, and I met a couple guys that had like 6 months clean in recovery, or had a year, or say they had 18 months. And I was like, whoa, I was like, this is what you do? Like, you know, and I had possible. Yeah, and I had 30 days. Yeah. And when I got 35 days or something when I got there, and because what changed for me, what was different was I was hanging around guys that had a lot more time than I did. Because when I would go into other TSSs or halfway house or detox or whatever, I was around people with the same amount of time as me and the same mindset. You know, it's not that they're good people, but they didn't have the same mindset as the guys that I had met while I was in this sober house.
Yeah.
Right.
And that I truly believe that saved my life. I didn't do anything special. I'm not special. I just went to these meetings with these guys. I say it, I don't want to, like I say it to Mike all the time, that I would get in his car, I'd sit in the middle seat, put my seatbelt on, and I'd say, where are we going? You know?
Where are we going? Right. We're going to a commitment. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. What are we doing? I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea. I didn't know what a meeting, I knew what meetings were, but I didn't know how that they were ran. Yeah. I didn't understand that it was other addicts who ran the meetings, you know, that set it up, there was a treasurer, that there was a secretary, there was someone who took care of the money of paying the church or wherever the meeting was.
A coffee maker.
Yeah, setting up the chairs. I thought it was just already set up, you know. I just
someone instructing it. You didn't realize that it was people who
or what a sponsor was. Like, kidding me, you know. And step work, like I got introduced to that, like, I don't know, 6 months into you know, a few, like 4 or 5 months into being clean, you know, and that's where I kind of took a turning point, because at first I was struggling. I didn't even know what I wanted to do, if I wanted to be in recovery, if I didn't, but just being around those right people just kept me doing the next right thing.
Right.
And it just took off. I remember Sophia, God, I love her. She asked me how much clean time I had. She was like, oh, hey, how long have you been clean? I was like, oh, 6 months. She was like, perfect. You're speaking for me at Elm Street on Tuesday night. I was like, oh, man.
Like,
she got me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, she got me. I'll never, ever forget that. I don't even know what I said. I probably mumbled something and cried. Like, I don't even know what I said. I have no idea.
And those are little, like, God shot moments, you know?
Yeah, it was. It was.
For someone to ask you how much clean, and it's perfect for you to speak. And then, you know, that's kind of how it works, at least for me. You know, if that's how it kind of.
Yeah, because a person who's done it before you knows what's good for you. So they're just like, don't even think about it. You're just doing it. You know what I mean? This is how it works. Like, don't even think about it. You don't even have a choice in the matter.
And you probably sounded better than if you were to have known and planned in your head. When it's
I remember my other friend Chris D was sitting right in the front row. He was sitting. I was just looked at him the whole time. Yeah. The whole time. That's all I remember, him being there. That's probably the only person I remember being at the meeting, because literally, I can tell you how he was. I can tell you how he was sitting.
Yeah,
I remember it. And so was next to me. I could just, man, that was. So that would have been like June of 2015.
Yeah.
Wow.
June of 2015.
It's incredible.
Crazy.
We actually have a couple of comments. Mackie and him with the fire. I gotta get like.
Oh man, yes, I know. He's a heavy hitter. There's been a lot of shout out to a lot of people that have been on it. Slane's been on it. Mike Wilson, Matt Gannum. Like, there's been a lot of awesome people on here.
We only bring the best of the best.
That's it, man. That's it. That's it. This is
I'm just kidding.
No, it's great. It really is.
Chris Moulton said again, hey, Broseph.
That's my other brother.
Okay, so that was a different brother. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, so there was Chris, and then what was the other one?
Dave.
Okay. Hi, brothers. Jesse Thompson said, my brother Greg, Evoke will make
yes, sir. Jesse.
Fire.
Jesse, my man.
Rebecca Carla said, so proud of you, Greg.
Oh, Becky. Yes. I haven't seen her in a while.
I know, it's kind of cool when
you gotta check them out. Recovery on the Harbor.
We went to. I have to go down there. Yeah, we went to high school together. I've known her for a while.
I'll go with her for a while. Oh, I want to visit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let me know.
I'll come too.
Perfect.
Right,
done.
So Tyler Wilcon said, "Greg, you're the man. Love you, bud."
I love you too, bud.
Jenna DeSimone said, "Hi, Greg."
That's wifey.
Hi.
That's wifey.
That's awesome, and to have the support, you know.
Yeah, she's right upstairs.
Listening.
She's right there.
Let's see. Okay. Olga Anna Gomez said, hi guys. Hi Olga. Thank you for
Olga.
every Sunday she tunes into us, and and hopefully
Awesome.
and anyone else that's out there, we love the comments. We love them. Sean Canizaro said, Greg, thank you for helping my little sister get into detox. I will never forget that you're an inspiration.
Sean, my man.
Amy Bush. Hi, Amy. She said, hi, guys. Another one of our heavy hitters on the roster.
Yeah, love Amy.
Hi.
We love Amy.
And anyone else that's out there, if you want to comment, again, our Dollars for Angels, I think so far, what's the total? I think it's
we got $78 so far. So
nice.
People this week. Greg, you brought them out this week. You're killing
it. Getting it. I had to start off nice.
And remember, this goes to, so that we can continue scholarshiping people into safe, reputable, sober living. This money does not go to us. We're all volunteers. And so that we can also, continue to do our free services, recovery coaching, placing people into treatment, all levels of care. Family members, if you need resources, reach out to us and we can get you connected with the right people. What else? Family consulting,
yeah. Treatment planning, wellness planning, family interventions, all different types of services we provide. We're your one stop for resources. So just call us, let us know what's going on, and we'll plug you into the right people in the right places.
And veterans, veterans looking for treatment. I do want to give a shout out to my good friend Murph, who celebrated 2 years this past week.
Another heavy hitter that was on.
Nice.
Now that he had lost his son, when he was 7 months sober, and he made it through and got 2 years of continuous sobriety on Wednesday. So it's just, you can
Murph, congrats, buddy.
That's awesome.
Facebook. He's probably not watching, but just I thought I'd give a shout out for anyone that he lost his son and was able to stay sober through it, through resources and different programs. So
he's the man. We love him. We love Murph.
We love Murph. Oh, hold on. Matt, I'm going by his middle name. Matt Driscoll said, looking good live, everybody. Hey, Jess, Legsy, and Greg, keep up the good work. We need you all. Hi, Matt.
Matt, here's your formal invitation. Let us know when you can come on the show. You're next.
Boom.
Yeah, and I got to give a big, I know I tell Matt this every time I see him, but he was I was struggling through my step work, and I was writing, and I'll never forget. He goes, Jess, 10 minutes a day. Just give it 10 minutes a day. And I did it. So thanks, Maddie.
That's awesome.
Let's see who else commented. Stacy Mancuso said, hey, Greg, we are all watching you. We love you.
Hi, Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
So it said, Irene D. Grindle said, hi, Greg, I love you.
That's Nana.
That's Nana.
Nana!
Yeah.
We love when Nanas are watching. That's the best.
That's to watch a grandchild on that.
Yeah, the whole fam. Jenna's family's watching. That's Stacy is Jenna's aunt. Irene's Nana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a good group of support behind you?
What is it?
You have a good group of support.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My mother's actually in Florida. I think she might have just landed. I forget what time her flight was, but she should be watching, or she will watch it.
She can watch the rerun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's enjoying her time. She needs it.
Anne Marie said, hi guys, keep up the great work. Love what you all are doing.
Yo.
Hey.
And then Diane Sampson said, hey Greg, so proud of you.
Hi, Diane.
So we kind of talked to, so was that the final straw? That's how the last time when you got clean was being in the sober house, going to meetings, and just kind of following that path?
Yeah. I haven't I haven't found it necessary to use since. My clean date is November 27, 2014. That right after that was when I checked myself in. I had stayed through my birthday, in the facility through Christmas, New Year's, and then I went to the Chelsea's House Sober Living. Shout out to them.
Oh, I saw the new women's house last week. Oh,
yeah, that's great. It's awesome. Their place.
Unbelievable.
They're great. Damon and Maddie Powers, they're awesome. I owe them a lot. I really do. I see them, I see them probably once or twice a month. I check in with them. Yeah. They're awesome. Damon, he's great. I went there January January 7th or something. I remember, I think it was a Monday. I went there, you know, my mom dropped me off. I had a bag, I had Irish luggage, literally trash bags. You know, some food, some random food. I can tell you it was probably some tuna cans and some other random stuff. And that was it.
Peanut butter.
Yeah. And me
Peanut
with
butter.
like 30 something days. That's all I had. That's all I had. And the guys went to a meeting that night. I went to so it was a
Hope near the
Thursday
hill.
night.
Hope near the hill. Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, Hope near the hill. I think it was a Thursday then when I got out, because I think I went with Damon to Ferry Street.
Okay.
I think that was the first meeting I went to. I think so. But yeah, and then Hope Near the Hill group, you know, in Charlestown was my home group, was my first official home group. I love that meeting. We even went when we moved into the city club in Somerville too. Me and Chippy, I remember we ran around the city trying to find a meeting there. I was from there, so I was like, there's no NA meetings in, you know, I support all pathways, NA, AA, MA, whatever, MAT, everything. You know, if it wasn't for AA, there would be no NA. So I love that.
Here's my mic. I'll do my mic drop.
That's it. Yeah, smart recovery, yoga, church, religion, whatever works, whatever keeps you on the right path. Love it. Hey, love you. You're doing great. But what worked for me was Narcotics Anonymous, was right. NA. That's what worked for me. And I remember I was like, guys, we need to find it. We need to, because where the meeting was right at Sullivan. It was right there. So even if we moved it down a little bit into Somerville, it wouldn't be a big deal for people because it was right in the same area where the meeting already was.
Right.
So I remember we had moved it to the city club, and the big room there was perfect. It was perfect. And then right as that happened, I moved up north because I started working in treatment. That's when I took a job in treatment. I moved to Pepperell, like on the Mass and the New Hampshire line, and it was too far.
Yeah.
You know, it was to come to the meeting all the time. So I had eventually gotten a home group like out in Nashua, you know, Lost Streams Awakened group on Monday. It was also a Monday night. You know, for some reason, Monday nights always worked. It was just what was meant to be. I feel like
I'm not booing the meeting. I'm booing that you couldn't come to
I know.
Because that's a great group. You had me come out there a few times. I love that group.
Yeah. No, it's a good meeting. But we had a lot of fun at Hope Near the Hill. We really did.
Yeah, we did.
The conventions were just like off the chart. They were just off the chain, man. We had a lot of fun. I started having a lot of fun in recovery,
which is a big deal.
Huge.
Yep.
Huge. I've had a blast.
Yep.
I've had a blast.
Basketball tournaments, conventions.
Come on. Talk about it.
Come on, Mike.
Remember Chippy's pool party?
Oh yeah, that was the best, dude. Are you kidding me? That was the best. That was a great time.
It's such a big deal, like, because we think that when we get sober, life is over. Like,
yeah, this is dull and boring. Yeah.
How are we ever going to go out and get drunk again or get?
Yeah.
Like I was about to swear. I'm glad I didn't. Like, how are we ever going to have fun? Like, life is over. And then when you first get sober, whether it's 30 days or 60 days or 90, when you're around people and you're laughing, and it's not like a drunk blackout laugh. It's like real laughter, sober.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huge.
It's the best.
Because you're around people and it's like, okay, maybe if they're having fun sober and they're, you know, how much more time they have, you realize that you can do it too.
That's right. I always talk about having fun like that. I always, if I'm sharing or I share my story, I always talk about how much fun I've been having.
Yeah.
Because I never know how many people are in their first meeting or that just aren't doing good or that don't know what recovery or meetings are. And they're like, wow, this guy's having fun. He's talking about he's doing all these conventions or tournaments or hanging out with the guys or, you know, or whatever it is. Like, I've been having a blast.
I
really have, you know, even though COVID's kind of said no, but
my sponsor is the real king of the one-liners, and he always says, take your recovery serious, don't take yourself so serious.
Yeah.
And it's like so true, because like once you can just like laugh at yourself, there's so much freedom, you know. There's
That's
so much
right.
Have fun and not think of yourself as so important, you know. That's always the goal.
That's it. I'll get right on the dance floor. I don't care. I probably look like a goof, but we're out there, man. We're out there. We're out there, man.
Let's see. So I guess there's the opening for Recovery on the Harbor is the 26th. And And people said that your mom is watching.
Nice.
Shout out to your mom.
There we go. Hi, Ma.
Let's see. Mary Perry Combs said, "Hi, Greg."
Hi.
Let's see. And she also said, "See you at home group." Proud
Yes, ma'am.
So you kind of you mentioned slightly that then you got sober, you were in a sober house, and then you transitioned into working in recovery.
I did.
Ooh.
I started working in treatment. I did.
Listening.
There was a lot of fear in that at first. I said yes. Well, I didn't really say yes like right away, just because the only reason why I didn't say yes right away was because of the change of location, because of where I was comfortable.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't really I was scared of the job. It was scared of leaving what I was used to.
Because you got to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable.
Correct. That's right. You do.
Yeah.
You do. Come on, the flames. That's what you guys do, right?
Yeah. I remember my first sponsor said that you got to sit you got to do things like that. Like it might be changing your location, but it might be the best thing that you ever did.
No, yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely helped me in my career where I am now of like saying yes and doing that.
Yeah.
And like moving. You know, we moved. I started working at the Process Recovery Center 2000 April of 2016, so like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, as like a behavioral health tech. I moved up we were like living in Quincy. I think at the time I was in Revere. Mike was actually living above me. I was in Revere. And then I had left there because we were going to move up to Pepperell. And I was living with Jenna in her aunt's house in Quincy. And then we moved up to Pepperell because it's only like 15 minutes to Nashville where the facility was. So it worked out because I had actually I went to a random vape shop in Nashville. I knew nobody. I didn't know anyone. Literally I didn't know anyone. And the owner of this vape shop, like, I don't know how we talked about recovery, but he asked like what I was doing. Like, I just said I started working up here, like a treatment center. He's like, "Oh, you're in recovery." I was like, I am in recovery. And he asked where I was from, and I told him where I was from. And he was like, "Oh, do you know Chip?" And I was like, "Come on, you know, like Chip Cody." And I was like, "Yeah, he's actually known me since I was like in diapers." He's like, "Oh, that's my sponsor." And I was like, "No way, come on." And he owned a house in Pepperell, and he had like a little like in-law apartment that needed a little fixing up. And he was like, "Dude, you want to help? Let's fix it up. You can move there, and it's near work." And it worked out. Like that was just recovery or God working on my life to have me meet him, and just something so simple like that. And that's how I moved.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It really was. You know, and I worked there, and then Jenna actually right after that, like 3 months later or 2 months later, got a job also because they wanted like female techs. And you know, she said, yeah, you know, she was like an assistant manager at Olympia Sports, and they asked me first. They were like, "Hey, you know, does Jenna want a job?" And I said, "Yeah, why not? You know, sure, like let's do it." And she was working with the girls' house. I was at the guys' house. Everything was good. It was really cool. And like that's how. And I worked there for like 2 years. And then I worked at RCA. I started working at RCA in Danvers.
Maybe that's where I met you in RCA in Danvers.
Maybe. A little over a year I worked there. And now I work at Evoke Wellness, which is a brand new detox residential facility in Cohasset, Mass. It's a beautiful place. It really is. I started working there in November.
Yeah.
We had just opened. We opened November 16th. We opened the residential part, and then a few weeks later, we opened up the detox. You know, it's nice.
I can't believe they get to have someone do their laundry for them when they're in detox. Like, where?
Hey, another perk to it. Yeah. While they're on detox, they get a bag, and they probably have like a system or a list or whatever, and we do their laundry for them.
When I went to visit, they were literally having lobster tail for lunch.
You were there that day?
I was.
Oh, man. I remember Matt, I was out on the road running around, and Matt sent me a picture of it, and he was like, "Dude, lobster tails."
Lobster tail.
Wow.
Oh,
The food is awesome. Vashon, like, she is awesome. Like, the chef, like, they literally make top, like, quality food.
Yeah.
It's not just numbers, just crunching, to get, food prepped. Like they actually, we value like the clients and the families, want them to have the best of the best, awesome medical team. We have an awesome clinical team. Also have a great chef, great cook team. It's awesome.
And that's like, important to actually have good food instead of just, peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Some places.
Oh, we have an ice cream machine 24/7.
I had it.
Yeah.
You guys just need Jimmy's and then you're fine.
There's Jimmy's there. There's Jimmy's caramel. There's chocolates.
I did not.
No.
I'll have to next time. There's lobster tail. Some detoxes have Milanos, which is really good too.
Okay.
Right, Mike?
Oh yeah. Well,
Milanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milano's cookies for Jess if she's coming.
Yeah.
Always.
I love those.
So I got you got comments?
Let's see. It says the best part of being sober and sharing something with someone when you are together and you have honest belly laughs. Julie and I can attest to. So it might be Debbie posting.
And Julie, yeah.
And then Mary Perry Combs said, I love hearing Greg talk.
Oh, thank you.
So okay, so coming from a 12-step fellowship, then you start working in treatment. How did you warm up to being more accepting of MAT and things of that nature? Because that's like the one thing that what happened for me is like, I was always like an abstinence guy, abstinence works for me. I believe in abstinence wholeheartedly because it's my story, but my story doesn't have to necessarily be your story. So like MAT, I got really warmed up with working in treatment. So is that kind of like how you came more accepting of MAT, Suboxone, methadone, things like that?
I love
that. No, that definitely played a part in it. But I feel like I was always accepting of it, like whatever, like I said, whatever works for you. I mean, I guess on the abstinent part of NA, like knowing that, what's clean and what's not, or whatever it is, like that definitely helped me working in treatment, just understanding why people are on certain medications and how it helps them. And, other people, we all have different problems, it's the same disease, but we have different problems that we need certain things to help us maintain, recovery or sobriety. And that they've been on it for a length of time and they need it. I'm all for it. I mean, I guess it was always around me, like people on either the clinic or on Suboxone or on Vivitrol or whatever it is, on, psych meds and stuff like that. I was always around that. It didn't work for me. I couldn't take those because I would always abuse them, but that's just me. Yeah. I would always abuse them. Whenever I had Suboxone, I wasn't just taking one.
No.
I was either taking multiple or I was getting rid of them.
Or sniffing it, which was
I did the opposite. I would just not take them, so I would.
And sell them. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Of course.
I would just sick it out because I didn't want the buprenorphine to block the heroin. So
yeah,
I would just let them sit in my glove box.
Yeah. No. Hey.
I used to snort. Oh, it's horrible.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, knowing what we know now and the fentanyl era and how it's just ravaged through our loved ones. I'm all for, MAT. I'd much rather have any of my loved ones on any form of MAT that's passed away. So even before, like I would always like take guys through the steps if they were on MAT, but the goal was always to like have them come to this aha moment where they don't need. But now it's just like, who gives a shit, man? I'm gonna swear because ever, but like who gives a shit anymore? Like too many of our people are dying. Too many of our warriors, our angels out there, like, are passing away. It's like, man, the science behind it, it is effective. So it's like, we got so much more education now with the disease of addiction. So
I
definitely.
think that's a huge point, as someone I was on prescription methadone for a long time. And I've been off it now, but I don't know where I would have gone, like, had I not had that little like step, because I got that step to be on it. I got clean, got my, like all the things, but then I also found my meetings. But had I not had that little like bridge, I don't know what would have happened. I could be dead. I could be, whatever. And so I think that's huge that especially in 12 steps. And I see it in my meetings that people are more and more accepting of it, you know, and I feel like it's necessary because like Mike said, and you said, too many people are dying, and it's what's worse, you know, someone dead in the ground or someone who's on MAT and trying to be, and who says what's recovery? Like if their life is getting better on a medication, that's recovery, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're getting their family back, their kids back, they're working, they're doing all these things. Because that was something I struggled with for a long time, like thinking, oh, but I feel like I'm in recovery, but people are going to look down on me because I'm on MAT. And I think that barrier really needs to be opened. And I think coming from two guys that are 12-step abstinent based, that even just say that window is open is huge.
Of course.
You know, it's huge.
Well, here's the thing is like, all right, so I feel like I'm in recovery if the quality of my life improves, right? Like, what does it matter if like, so I saw this article, right, about Demi Lovato and how like people wanted to reach out to her because she's on Vivitrol and she's smoking weed and drinking. But to me, it's like, who's to say that that's not what recovery looks like to Demi Lovato? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do we have to cast aspersions, cast judgment on her because she's on Vivitrol, she's relatively safe, she's using alcohol and weed, like, maybe that's her recovery. If her quality of life is improved emotionally, spiritually, like, and her wellness improves, good for her. You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to, like, it's almost like we keep ourselves in that stigma phase because that stigma mode, because we're like, oh, that's not what my recovery looks like. So that's not what hers should look like. But, you know, it's different paths. We welcome different paths. I welcome different paths, you know?
Of course.
We have to, you know, as people in recovery, we have to be open to it because who knows if we were on this and saying, oh no, MAT is not recovery or smoking weed isn't recovery. How many people watching could say, okay, screw that, fine. Then I'm not, why even be a part of it? Why even try if they're up there saying that this isn't a pathway?
Correct. And even at Evoke Wellness, our medical doctor, Dr. Mace, she was the third, I think, license in the state of Massachusetts to prescribe MAT.
Wow.
So she's been like a full force, like on the board, like always fully. That's Evoke is fully for, you know, all MAT, all pathways, and it's, you know, she's an awesome, you know, asset to our team, and she fully understands it. Yeah, she's been, you know, with MAT for a long time.
Yeah. And I think also the knowledge behind it, that it's not just, you know, and we've said this on the here before too, that it's the verbiage of it. What sounds worse? You know, I'm going to the clinic to get my dose, or like I'm going to the treatment center to get my prescription. Like even right there, the shift, it changes your mindset.
It's a prescription. That's what it is.
Given by a prescriber and a provider.
Yeah.
So I think that's, Dave Moulton asked, what is MAT?
Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, me?
Medication for assisted, for addiction treatment.
Yeah, medication assisted treatment. So it can be, so I work for an outpatient, obviously Column Health, we do medication assisted treatment.
That's why I said go ahead, Jack.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just reading the question. I wasn't looking up.
I didn't know if I was supposed to answer them, but that's definitely your world right there.
Yeah. And like I work for a place, but I also was on, you know, an MAT for a long time. So I'm a huge advocate. And for a while, I didn't even want to say it on here, but then, you know, I kind of got nudged by Mike and Julie, like, just say it. But it's, it can be prescription methadone, it can be Suboxone, it can be Vivitrol, it can be Sublocade, just a medication to help, you know, either opioid use disorder or alcohol disorder. So it can either be a blocker, it can block the urges, it can, you know, it's just a medication to help you abstain from using your drug of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it. See that? You're the pro.
Boom. With therapy in that.
Yes. So that's a big thing. And the MAT, it's not like just like, you can't just go somewhere and get a Suboxone prescription for 30 days and say,
done.
See you later. No.
Well, you can, but that's not the spot.
But
no, that ain't the spot.
Not my work and not to other good, you know, outpatient treatment. You need to have the T, not just the M and the A.
Yeah. Ooh, Michael.
Damn.
You need to have the therapy side of it or the psychopharm side of it. You need to it can't just be, here's a prescription, because that's like what? Putting a Band-Aid on a stab wound. You're just going to keep bleeding. You know, you need to have that other side of it, the side that makes us tick. It's not putting down the drink and the drug is one part of it. It's everything else. So that's my take on
Nailed it.
that. So
Boom.
we have a couple comments. Megan Emma Leary said, "Hi, Greg. Miss and love you. I'm busy at work, so I'm missing this. Thank you all for your service. God bless."
Yeah,
bless.
she said. I remember she commented that she'd be watching while she's working.
Yeah, she said hi. And then Melissa. And then someone said, "Never be ashamed of your pathway, Jessica." Thank you. I'm not. I'm learning how to be proud of it.
That's right.
And let's see. Oh, the magic number again was 8 for the fire. How do you like that?
Boom.
$8 for angels. Angels are people out there still in active addiction. Once they get willing and ready and they need safe, reputable, sober living, we want to have enough money in our fund to help fund them with sober living. If they meet the criteria and they're willing and they're ready to do whatever it takes, we want to be there for them. We want to be able to never have to say no. We want to always say yes if someone's in need of, a month's rent for sober living, or we can help them out in any capacity. So please donate $8 of the suggested donation at Recovery Solutions. The PIN number is 0143. So please, the money doesn't go to us. We're just volunteers. We do this on our free time, just to, an extra help in the community. Yeah. And so I got something for Greg, right? So let's talk about the hope. So Greg mentioned that he got his mom and his family evicted in his active addiction. Now Greg himself is a homeowner.
That's right.
Wow.
Let's talk about that process. How was that process?
Not fun. Whoever said buying a house is fun, it is not.
It is not fun. I've been trying.
Yeah, no, that's what you mean, right? The process of buying a house. Is that what you're saying?
The process of buying a house, being in recovery,
just changing and buy. Okay.
To go from being, getting your family evicted, which is like a big, kick to the gut.
Yeah.
Now, it's the opposite, right?
Yeah. For his family,
No, seriously, it's it's crazy. I never thought like getting a year clean or getting 6 months clean or whatever was possible, into like buying a house during the pandemic, during COVID.
Oh, everything's inflated right now, but go on.
Oh, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I truly believe that the reason why I'm able to have, these things back in my life is because of getting honest with someone. I have someone, at least one person in your life who's ever watching. One person in your life should know everything about you. Should know everything that's going on with your thoughts, with what you're struggling with your actions, with your past, with what you want to do in the future, like with whatever's going on. Yeah. Someone needs to know what's going on. The hardest thing that I've had to do in my life is to tell another man how I feel about myself, and to do step work, and to go over step work with the sponsor and answer some of these questions and have him read it and, ask how I felt about it, or, to truly be honest. That was the first time that I was really honest with myself, was when I went over my first step with my sponsor.
Yeah. Because Ben, you guys are supposed to have feelings, or talk about feelings, or talk about how you feel.
Yeah, of course. I'm supposed to. Yeah, sure. I feel my brothers, I'm the youngest, but I'm the biggest. I feel, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm trying to hold them up sometimes. They, at least growing up, that's how I felt a little bit. So I always held my stuff in. Like I said, I lived that double life. I'm doing good. I'm fine. I don't need to tell you, I don't need to tell you how I'm doing. I'm doing great. It's just, that's what really helped me maintain my recovery, and everything has just slowly gotten better, career wise, just, family, or just everything, and my recovery is just gotten better. It's just gotten better. Never mind anything physically or financially or anything like that. My spirit is full. I can always do more for my recovery. I beat myself up a lot. I have a home group. I'm an active member in that home group. I'm a treasurer. I have a sponsor. I go to meetings. I write step work. I always do commitments. I'll never say no to commitment. I speak at meetings. I'll always speak. I'll never say no. So that's the things that have helped me. And also working in treatment has definitely helped too.
So question about that though. I have a question that I've been thinking about.
I already got it.
You have an answer?
I think I have an answer to this question.
Well, okay. So we're all in recovery and we all, work in recovery. What do you find is a challenge with that to make sure that your work isn't your
separate?
Well, you knew
Yeah.
that I was gonna ask you?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, come on. At first, I struggled with that because I was like, I was kind of in the trenches, like working like half nights, half days, like as a tech, like it's like an RSS as a tech. So I would take the clients or the patients to the meetings a lot, and that's where I found myself just going to meetings.
Yeah.
That was my in between phase of switching home groups of when I moved from the Hope Near the Hill group to when I left Boston, moved up to Nashua. I was homeless in NA, we call it. I was homeless in Narcotics Anonymous for a little bit. Yeah, I'll wrap myself out. I was. And that's when I was just going to meetings with the clients. And that's when I felt it. I felt it a lot, when I realized that I had to, on my days off or on one of my days off, I needed to be away. And I would go to meetings outside of the area. I would go to like a meeting in Lowell sometimes. I'd go over to Groton. I'd go to I went to Littleton. I went to a meeting or in Nashua where I knew people I didn't really know would be at, like the St. Joe's Hospital, Sunday nights, I think. Yeah, Sunday nights. I would go there sometimes. Like I would go to meetings for my recovery. I had to adapt. Like I had to adapt to survive, adapt and survive. Like that's what it is. Social Darwinism, like Charles, that's what I believe in, that stuff, that you need to adapt to survive. Like that's what he meant by it. Like all I'm not fully highly educated, but like the Galapagos Islands, like the birds and the lizards, like they had to move or they had to adapt to their environment and their surroundings in order to live. And they did that.
Extinct, like the dinosaurs.
Yeah, like after the dinosaurs. Okay. Yeah, like after that stuff. Like that's way after that stuff. Like that's just what I don't know all of it, but that's what it was. Is you need to change your life because like the world isn't going to change. That's how I look at recovery. Like going to a bar, there's going to be bars everywhere you go. You're going to go to a restaurant. People are going to be drinking in this world.
Yeah.
You have to change.
You have to change. Yeah.
Yeah. The bar is not going to close down, or it's going to be another one. It's just how it or whatever. Drug deals are always on the corners. That's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. I just have to when I see crazy, I cross the street. That's what I do. That's what I say. Like when you see crazy, you just cross the street.
Yeah, I go to it, but that's my own issue.
You go towards crazy.
When I see addiction, I go the other way. I have to.
Yeah. That's great. So you had to learn how to just bringing guys to the meeting wasn't your meeting. You had to find your own meeting where you could be you and not just someone who works in treatment.
Correct.
Nailed it. So we actually have more comments. So Elizabeth Mahoney, any other form of payment other than Venmo, reach out to us if you want to mail a check. It's Greater Waltham Solution, right? Greater Waltham Solution. What am I missing?
Greater Waltham Recovery Solution.
Greater Waltham Recovery Solutions. And we can reach out and we'll send you the information if you want to mail a check or if there's another way. Andrea Williams said, so proud of you, Greg Moulton. Melissa Mahoney said, hi, Greg, from Betty and Melissa Mahoney. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thomas Cacavaro said he loves you.
Tommy Caca. I love you too, bud.
One of your brothers, Dave, said you never needed to be big for me, Greg. LOL.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Well, everyone's talking. Like the whole Moulton clan is, I guess, on the comments and they're saying hi to each other, which is very nice.
Good. We like. We're bringing families together here. We're bringing families together. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes. Matt said this is getting deep. Did we get deep about the Galapagos?
Yeah, we got a little deep.
We got a little deep. We got
a little deep.
Carrie Ann said the birds, the bridge.
Yeah. But the birds. Yeah.
I love that. I have a thing with Blue Jays, and Carrie Ann knows that too about my Blue Jays, which I saw like never mind. I'll tell her when I see her. And Stephanie Waterston said, "Yup." And then Tommy wants to know if Legs is wearing skinny jeans.
Is he? No, you're in sweatpants.
Sweatpants.
Yeah.
So no.
Fitted.
I got the sweat shorts on. You know.
No little. I remember someone thought that his name was Mikey Legs because of the funny leggings he wears sometimes.
Oh, they just don't know.
I've never worn leggings in my life, so
they just don't know him.
I don't know. Matt said Darwinism, so I guess we got a little deep with Darwinism.
Social Darwinism, yeah. Look it up. Look it up after. Seriously, that's like how I live my life.
It's just paused.
Oh,
it was frozen for a second.
I thought she was like stuck in her thoughts. I was waiting for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Come on, you know when my thoughts just kind of come out. They don't really get stuck there. Am I frozen again? I'm not. Right?
No, you're good.
But my 12-year-old, like with COVID, I had to say, if you're not adapting, you're not growing. So I don't know. I had to like be like, you guys are gonna learn from this. You're gonna be the ones that got through COVID.
You gotta figure it out.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right about that, Jeff. That we get through it, that it ends, right?
Yeah. Do you have a son?
I do. 3.5-year-old. Yeah.
Oh my God. So that's awesome. Another gift of recovery.
A little over. Yeah. He'll be. Yeah. He's great, man. I look at him like he's just getting big.
It goes by very fast.
Very, very fast.
Yeah. Yeah. He's great. He's like a little version of me. He's awesome.
Speaking of my 12-year-old, so how many minutes do we got, Mikey?
We got no minutes left. We're at 8:02.
Wow, that was so much. We were just getting started.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
So let's run down a list of things that we offer. So we do recovery coaching, we do family consulting, we do treatment placement, we do family interventions. What else? What else do we do? We provide scholarships for sober living. We raise funds. We do speaking engagements for educational purposes on addiction. So whatever you guys need, we're your one stop. So call us, text us, message the page. Also, the lucky number tonight was number $8 for angels. So if you could donate $8 or more or less or whatever you can afford to At Recovery Solutions. We're all volunteers here. We don't get paid. The money that we collect goes to scholarshiping people for safe, reputable, sober living. Dollars for angels. Our angels are the people that are out there still in the grips of active addiction. Once they get ready, once they get willing, and they need safe, sober living with structure, we want to be the ones who can provide them. We want to never have to say no. So please donate if you can.
That was beautifully said.
Good job.
I do a good job. I was nervous.
You did a great job.
Greg told me I got to be honest. I was a little nervous.
Oh, you're fine. Sean Canizaro said that you guys are awesome. Thank you. You're awesome.
You're awesome, Sean. Sean is awesome. I like Sean. I've been friends on Facebook now, and he's the salt of the earth kind of guy.
He's the man.
Is she frozen again?
I'm not frozen. No. I was like just thinking of my thoughts.
She was in her thoughts on that one.
I was because I was like, what's that mean, the salt of the earth? But I wasn't gonna ask. So if you guys can donate, please do. So what else do we got right now?
I think right now we're just gonna leave the world a better place than we found it.
Mic drop.
It's really ending. Okay. Good night. Thank you, Greg. I don't know.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.